everybody, the AWSOME here, and welcome to my review of the Transformers Earthrise Commander class Sky Lynx. Alright, before we get into this review, I have to preface this review by saying something. I am a colossal Sky Lynx. Sky Lynx is one of my absolute favorite Autobots of all time, and the reason is because when I was a kid, I had the G1 Sky Lynx figure, and that toy was quite possibly my favorite toy of my entire childhood. That toy was absolutely friggin' awesome. And this figure is this review is gonna be a gush fest review, because this figure just feels like the biggest love letter for people who love the G1 toy, because like this figure is like, it's just a super upgraded version of the G1 figure, and it also has a third mode. It has a whole bunch of other things going for it. They improved the whole things about it. They gave him so much articulation. This is like the biggest love letter to people who loved the G1 toy as a kid. So this is gonna be a gush fest review, so prepare yourself for that. But I have my reasons. I absolutely love Sky Lynx. He's easily probably my favorite toy of my entire childhood. Unfortunately, I don't have the G1 toy anymore. I have no idea what happened to it, but I don't have it anymore. But let's just get into the review. So before we get into this review, one more thing I want to ask you guys. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like. I would very much appreciate it. Alright, let's get into the review of Transformers Earthrise Commander class Sky Lynx. And let's take a quick look at this gorgeous packaging. Look at this awesome picture up front here with Sky and Lynx, Earthrise War for Cybertron, Sky Lynx, Hasbro, A+ Transformers Generations. On the side, we have our usual Earthrise artwork. On the back, we have our obligatory product shots. Shows you all three of the modes and Sky and Lynx separated. On the other side, we have asteroids and looks like some kind of Decepticon up there. Who is that? Is that one of the Coneheads? I think that might be Ramjet. I don't know. I can't tell. And that, I believe, is everything on the top there. Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy. Nice Autobot logo. And here is the glorious, glorious Sky Lynx in all of his glory. And yes, he just looks absolutely fantastic. Like I said before, guys, this figure just feels like a huge love letter to Sky Lynx fans. He is just friggin' awesome. So here he is in the combined alt mode. So we have the shuttle with the cargo, of course. Obviously, Lynx doesn't look much like a cargo. That was kind of a thing I always kind of thought about Sky Lynx. But he's got the little treads on the feet there, and he can roll, which is nice. He actually rolls really, really well, which is really, really nice. But we're going to go ahead and split them apart, of course. So for those of you who don't know how Sky Lynx works, because you weren't around in the G1 days, Sky Lynx is two characters. So on this figure, which is one of my favorite things about this figure, is the way they have them connected. On this figure, he has a little latch right here, and you pull this latch down, and that is what disconnects Sky from Lynx. So here you have Sky, who is my favorite of the team, and we have Lynx right here. So let's go over them individually. So we're going to move Lynx out of here, and here is Sky in his space shuttle mode. And yes, it looks just amazing. Sky was my absolute favorite part of the toy. I loved this thing as a kid. I remember having the original toy, because this thing really, it's like the same exact size as the original toy. It has all the same features, like this little opening feature right here that the G1 toy had, and it's so nice, and I just loved to whoosh this thing around, and it was so easy to transform. That's one of my favorite things about the G1 figure as a kid, was it was so easy to transform. So I could be flying around, and then it was like, oh, it's time to transform, and it takes like a minute to transform him. It's so awesome. Actually, probably way less than a minute. That was way less than a minute. But yeah, overall just awesome. And this figure is just such an upgrade from the G1 figure, but it doesn't detract anything from the G1 figure. Like, for example, on the G1 figure, all of these little gold pieces right here that you see right here, those were stickers on the G1 figure, but here, they're paint. All of this is paint with this really nice gold paint, and it just pops. It looks fantastic on both sides. The NASA logo says Magnificence right there. Your Autobot logos, those were also stickers as a kid, and now they have been painted on there, and they look terrific. Absolutely terrific. And he has all of the key details that you'd want him to have. Really nice molding going. Just a lot of really nice molded detail that you can see right there. Just looks terrific. And then on the back, you have the thrusters right there. Looking absolutely awesome. This is on a little hinge, so it kind of moves out of the way. But it's nice that it's on a hinge, because it lets you, like, bring it down if you need to, like, sit it on its side like that, which is kind of nice. But yeah, really, really cool. love the way that that Sky came out. So there is Sky. Now we will talk about Lynx. So here is Lynx, and I think they did an absolutely killer job on Lynx. So here is Lynx in the cargo mode, looking very, very cool. Once again, it doesn't look like anything. I always thought that as a kid. As a kid, I always loved Sky because he was so cool. He was a space shuttle that turned into a bird. And then I had Lynx over on the side, and I was just like, I'm just gonna leave him in lion mode because he doesn't really look like anything in vehicle mode. But at least he rolls like a dream. Like, look at this. He rolls like an absolute dream. He is very, very, very nice. But yeah. Overall, I think they actually did a really good job with updating him. I think they did a really good job because he has all these nice little wheels right here, and he has all the nice treads and whatnot. I mean, he still looks like Lynx. He still looks like a freaking lion that's been folded. The legs have been folded back so clearly. But one thing they did do is they added a little hinge piece here because on the G1 figure, it pretty much just looked like that, where you could just see the head poking back there. But on this figure, they did add this nice little hinge piece that covers that up and gives you that little detail right there, which is really nice. I'm glad they did that. But yeah, overall, I think they did a really good job on Lynx. I think he just looks absolutely very, very, very nice. Now, bringing back in Sky here so we can show how to combine them, and a shout out to MGO here, because when I first got this guy out of the box, I could not for the life of me figure out how to combine him. I just sat him on top of him and then clicked this piece in and was like, is that really it? Because it doesn't lock in place. There has to be more to it. There has to be more to it. And there is. So what you're going to do, thank you once again to MGO's Review for pointing this out to me. What you want to do is that piece right there, there is a there's a crevasse right there where that piece goes into, and what you want to do is you want to put that piece in first, and you want to push it down and forward, and you're going to hear a little click, and then you push this piece down, and that's going to lock that, and now he is absolutely locked on. There is no way he is coming off unless you pull the latch and you release him, which is so unbelievably awesome. The G1 figure just pegged in place. There were just pegs and peg holes on Sky that you just pegged him in place, and that was it. And I mean, it worked, but this is so much nicer because it's so easy to just stick him on there and boom, now he's stuck. But when you want to detach him, there you go. Now he's detached. Just so awesome. Absolutely love it. Once again, just feels like such a love letter to original G1 toy fans. But here's a quick look of him in the combined alt mode right there. And yeah, it's very, very, very nice overall. I think they did a really great job in upgrading him. Just very, very cool. Overall, love it. He has the same features that the original toy had. I already showed this on Sky, but yeah, it opens up and you have that little piece right there. Super, super cool. Really, really love it. So there you go. There you have the alt mode. Alrighty, now for comparison. Oops. Well, I guess I didn't have him locked on. Down, forward, and click. Boom. There we go. Now for comparison. Let's bring in the boys. So we got Prime, Cliff Jumper, Wheeljack, and Grapple. So there we have all of our Earthrise Autobots so far, except for Hoist and Ironworks, I guess. But anyway, there you go. There you have the collection so far, my collection so far. And yes, oh, it's just awesome to see. Absolutely love seeing these, man. They just look great together. So yeah, there you go. There you have all of our Earthrise Autobots so far, looking just terrific together. And here he is with Siege Shockwave. And with Siege Megatron. So, there you go. There you have your comparisons. Now let's talk accessories. So first off, you got these two kind of guns for Skylynx right here. These are kind of neat little Cybertronian space guns. And they're pretty cool. They're just cast in white plastic. Some nice silver paint apps right there. And yeah, overall pretty cool. And you get two of them, and where you're supposed to put them for this mode is you're supposed to plug them onto these ports right here. But since it's 5mm ports, you can just plug them into any 5mm ports you want. I personally don't really like the way these look because it detracts from the G1-iness, because the toy did not, the original G1 toy didn't have these. But hey, if you want to put them on there, there you go. That's how they look. Or of course you can plug them onto any one of the 5mm ports. You have some back there if you want to plug them right there. Or if you want to, you can open up the this panel right here, and there's a 5mm port right there if you want to plug it up there. So there you go. You have options if you want to, but those are pretty darn cool. But the coolest accessory you get with this guy is this is my very first Siege Blast accessory, or War for Cybertron Trilogy Blast accessories, I guess. These came out in the Siege line, and I have been really wanting to get some of these because these are awesome for Transformer displays. So for Skylynx here, you get this really cool, extremely extravagant one right there, which is pretty cool. And it has a peg and a little opening there. And to show you, I've got Grapple's gun and Prime's gun. So basically, you can take this and you can plug it in there, and there you have an awesome blast accessory right there, which is pretty cool. Or you can take it and you can put the opening right there can go into the little pegs, and you can plug that right there, and now you can have that. Now this is a bit heavy right now, but you do get 2 more of these blast accessories right here, and you can take these, and there you go. That's a little bit more reasonable, although it doesn't seem to want to work with grapples, but there you go. You get the point. A lot of them have a lot longer of the pegs, so it's easier to get that on there. But this piece also splits up, so you can split it here, 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 and here. So you have all of these blast accessories to use with your Transformer figures. And another thing they do is the opening at the end of the peg hole. If you've noticed, a bunch of the Siege and the Earthrise figures have, well, not a bunch, all of them have those little nubs right there just sticking out everywhere, and those are meant for you to put these on there so you can have like blast effects as if like they've been shot or something. That one doesn't really work because it's got that huge peg sticking out, but hey, you know, it's the thought that counts. But yeah, it looks like he's getting shot or something, which is pretty cool. Or of course, you know, we can bring back his Skylynx and we could have him getting shot all over, like, oh no, I'm getting shot. So you can just plug these all over on these pegs, and it just looks like Skylynx is taking a serious beating. So there you go. That is the idea of these blast accessories. Now you can't really put these in anywhere on the in the shuttle mode. I think maybe you can plug them into, yeah, you can plug them into those guns right there if you want to. But you can't really plug the blast accessory into anything in the shuttle mode. However, you can in the robot mode. But one thing you can do is on the back here, you do have the thrusters right there, and they are peg holes, so you can take these 3 parts and you can go ahead and plug those into these pieces right here if you want to give him a nice blasting off accessory right there. So he's boosh, take it off, ready to go, flying through space. Very, very cool. Really, really, really like that. And one last thing I want to show off in the shuttle mode is if you want to have him upright like this, if you want to have him in like a shuttle position, you have to do some stuff here. So you can do it, but you can't just stick him upright and have that work, because I guess it kind of works, but the thing what I would recommend doing if you want to do that is take the bottom pieces here and just fold them up a little bit on the joints, and then that will allow you to rest it, because if you see here, they added a little flat piece on the bottom of the fin there, so if you want to have him laying upright, that's how I would recommend going about it. So there you go. I wouldn't recommend leaving him in that for too long. I don't know if it could really do anything, but you don't really want to risk anything. So there you go. I just wanted to show that real quick. Alrighty, let's do transformation. So we're going to go into the new mode first. So his new mode is a base mode. They gave him a base mode, and it's actually pretty cool. So what you want to do first off is you want to just take Skylynx out of here. You want to just take Sky, not Skylynx, and put him out of here. And we're just going to be doing Lynx for now. So Lynx is pretty much what the base is. Lynx is basically just going to turn into the base mode. So what you want to do with Lynx here is you want to just get all of the legs out of the way here. Bring them down just like that. Just bring them all down, and then these pieces on the side here, you're going to, I'm sorry about that, if there's not enough light here, you're going to take these pieces, and these are going to untab from here, and those are going to bring out, you want to bring them all the way out, just like that, and then this piece right here, open that up like that, it'll fold out like that, and then you want to flip this whole thing around, just like that, bring that little ramp piece down, then you want to take this piece and bring that up. It's a little bit difficult to do, but you gotta bring that up, and then this piece also has a little slidey bit right there. There's a nice little slidey bit right there. These pieces down here, fold those out to the side, on either side like that, and then what you're supposed to do with these is you're supposed to bring this one forward, bring this up like that, and then this one, I think you just, I don't know, leave up like that, I think. I mean, you can kind of do whatever you want with it, honestly. You know, position it however you wish. And then these pieces were supposed to just fold to the back and bring out like this. And there is pretty much the base mode. And then the instructions say to take the guns here and plug them into right here and right here. Although that one's giving me a bit of a hard time there. There we go. Just like that. And you're supposed to have that going on. And then you can take Sky here, and it has this little assembly right here in the middle here. You can see it has this little assembly right here in the middle there, and that is where you're gonna plug Sky. So you just want to put him on there. You don't really want to peg him in because he doesn't, I haven't really been able to get him to peg in, but he does just kind of rest there on those ports, just like that. So you can have Sky right there on those ports. So he's got like this little space shuttle launch mode right there, launch pad, I guess. And then to finish it off, if you want, you can open the panels on Sky here, and you can take the thing here, bring that up, and just kind of have that angled in. So there you go. There you have the third added mode, the space station? No, it's more of a launch pad mode, and I mean, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It's got a nice little look to it. I kind of dig it, honestly. It's pretty cool. Now, I'm sure this is probably made for your for the Battle Masters, which are the little babby transformers in the Earthrise line. I don't have any of them right now. I'll try and grab one of them. I realized because I got him at Target. I realized when I left, I'd be like, hey, I should have grabbed one of those Battle Masters to show in the review how they scale with this guy. But what I do have is I do have a couple old mini-cons, so there's that. I'm not sure how much bigger those are to the new Battle Masters, but there you go. There's a little rough estimate right there. When I get some Battle Masters, I will definitely show in the review of them how they scale with Skylynx in this configuration right there. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, you can have your mini-cons over here. Yeah, they're a bit big. I'm sure the Battle Masters are quite a bit smaller, but yeah, overall I think this looks pretty cool. I dig the way this looks, and I mean, it's a nice little added third mode for Skylynx, and I can dig it. It's pretty cool. It also has these little pieces down here that I think you can bring down, although I'm having a hard time doing it. There we go. Folding those pieces down. There we go. They plug in pretty securely there. These also do have the connector bits for the Earthrise figures if you want to connect anything like that. I don't know, like Ironworks or something. If you want to connect Ironworks down here, which would probably be pretty cool to build out the base a little bit more. But yeah, pretty cool. One thing I want to say real quick, if you notice on here, there's like a little bit of residue right there. It's because when you get this guy out of the box, these pieces are a little bit loose and they like to untab very easily, and it makes the Sky and Lynx forms a little bit harder a little bit more finicky because they just keep wanting to untab. So I just took some super glue and rubbed it around in the peg to thicken up the peg a little bit, and now they stay pretty well. So that's what that's about, and I just wanted to bring that up real quick. But yeah, there you go. There you have it, the space show mode. Pretty freaking cool. The space station launch pad mode, the base mode. And yeah, it's pretty neat. I kind of like it. Pretty cool. But now for the real transformation. So they transform exactly like the G1 toy. It's literally the G1 toy, but just a little bit upgraded engineering. That's it. And I absolutely love that. I love that they didn't make them, that they didn't over-engineer them. And like, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, because the engineering on the Earthrise line has been absolutely phenomenal. But I love that they feel like the G1 figures just like modernized. I really, really love it. So let's do Sky first, since he's my favorite. So here is Sky, and he transforms just like how you'd expect him to transform. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to come to the back here. This is actually something I guess I should point out real quick. Actually, you know what, we'll point it out a bit here. So you want to come to the back here, and you want to take this piece, and you want to untab it from there on both sides, just like that, and then you want to just fold these pieces up, just like that, which is something the G1 figure didn't have. The G1 figure, these were actually just all molded in place, and you just folded the wings out from there. But you want to bring those up, and then you want to take these pieces right here, and you want to fold out. You see these bottom pieces here, it has a wing piece here, so that folds out like that, and then this piece also folds out. Now, one thing I want to say, when I got this guy out of the packaging, that piece was a little bit loose, so I took some super glue, rubbed it around in that peg, and now it's a lot tighter, because when I got him out of the packaging, these pieces were actually so loose that they wanted to like flop out in points. So I just took some super glue, rubbed it around in that peg, and now these are actually pretty nice and snug and tight, and I did the same thing on the other side as well. So yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, I would definitely recommend probably doing that. Oh man, I never showed the landing gear. So in the space shuttle mode, he has landing gear that flips out right here, and then on the wings there. I apologize for that. That was my bad. But yeah, anyway, bring those wing pieces up, and then you want to fold out the blue pieces right here on that hinge, and then fold them out on that hinge, and that is the wings right there. So there is his beautiful wingspan. And now we're going to do the neck. So what you want to do for the neck, just like the G1 figure, you just grab the nose cone and you pull it out, and it extends the neck right there. Bring it up like that on the hinges right there. Bring that down, and you can open his mouth, and there you have that. And then on the back here, take the thrusters, open that up, take the tail, and just like the G1 figure, it just pulls out of the back, just like that, really nicely. And then the thrusters go back and plug it up, and there you go, just like the G1 figure. And then on the lastly, take the legs, bring them down, just like on the G1 figure, and open them up, bring down the foot. Same thing on the other side here, bring down the foot, just like that. Make sure he's all good to go. You can spread him a little bit, which is something that is so awesome about this figure, is all the freaking articulation they added. And there you go. There you have Sky in his robot mode. There you have Sky. Just gorgeous. I love the way this looks. It's just a super upgraded G1 Sky. Absolutely love it. So freaking cool. He looks like Sky. He really does. He just looks like Sky. It's really nice. I think they did a kick butt job. The transformation is just like the G1 figure, and it feels awesome. And all the extra articulation they added in the wings and the legs, because on the G1 figure, the legs were just a plastic piece. It just flipped out, and that was it. There was nothing else. But this guy, you got hinges, you got ratchets, you got swivels, you got knee joints, you got freaking ankle pivots. Like, I can't believe how awesome the engineering is on this upgrade to the G1 character. This is just such an amazing figure, man. I cannot believe this exists. I cannot believe I own this thing, man. Just so awesome. So there you go. There you have Sky in his robot mode. And now for Lynx, and I mean, it's exactly what you think it's gonna be. Literally, the G1 figure, but there is one thing new about this guy that the G1 figure didn't have, but let's get into it. So, of course, bring down these pieces, bring out the foot on all four sides here. It's every single leg. That's all there is to it. It's Lynx. So there you go. Bring those down. Bring down the foot. On the other side, bring down the foot. Bring down the foot. There you go. There you have that. You want to take, actually, we'll go ahead and do this. So this is the thing that's new about this figure. On the G1 figure, the tail actually just extended out of little ports, but this one, you actually just fold them up right there. It's fine, you know, it works. It's just fine. It's fine. Nothing, no, I don't really have anything to say about it. And then up here, you want to take this piece right here, fold that down, and then you want to bring out the head right here. And there you have Lynx in his robot mode. So there you have Lynx, looking just terrific. I love this upgrade to Lynx. It looks really good. Really good. And they added, and once again, just like Sky, they added so much extra articulation. Like, the original figure was actually really hindered, not just because it was a G1 figure and all it could really do is bend here. I think it may have had a knee joint, and then it had, I think, a foot joint just for the transformation and whatnot. But it had electronics, because the G1 figure had electronics where Lynx could actually walk on his own. Now this one doesn't have that, but in exchange, you get absolutely amazing articulation. You have outward movement, you have these ankle pivots right here, so you can get him in these really cool poses, and they gave him head articulation too. He even has a little bit of movement in the head there. The G1 figure did not have any movement in the head besides, you know, just going up and down for transformation. So yes, I think they did a really killer job with upgrading Lynx. I think he just looks absolutely terrific. He's a really amazing upgrade, and all the extra articulation is just awesome. So there you go. There you have Lynx, and let's bring him in together here. So there you have Sky and Lynx together, looking just terrific. Oh my god, I love Sky Lynx so much. Sky Lynx is one of the absolute he's so awesome. He's such a fun character, so awesome. He was good in the cartoon. He was a season 3 character, I believe. But yeah, he's just He's awesome. So there you go. We have Lynx, we have Sky, looking absolutely terrific. Really, really love it. Just overall really cool. Other features, I mean, they both have the opening mouth, and they both have a little gun in the mouth right there, and it does have the little section on the front there, so if you want to bring in the blast accessories, you can totally have them blasting out of their mouth right there, so you can be like, I'm a firing my laser. So you can do that, and you can plug that on there. There you go. Blah! So yeah, you can do that. You can arm them up however you want. They do have the posts, of course, so if you want to, you can plug them on there and be like, oh no, Lynx got shot. Oh no, the puppy dog. So yeah, there you go. There you have that. But now, let's combine them. Let's combine them. Alrighty, so literally to combine them, I mean, obviously you just gotta fold up Lynx, Sky's feet here, tuck them back into the same spot they were for shuttle mode. Once again, bring that up, fold the feet back, hinge that up, and bring that in just like that. And there you have Sky ready to go. And for Lynx, fold down the head like that, and then fold down the tail, and there you go. And to combine them, same thing you did to combine them in shuttle mode. Put that little piece right there, down, forward, so you hear the click, down, forward, and peg, and there you go. There you have them combined into Sky Lynx. So there you go. There is Sky Lynx in all of his glory, all of his majesty. And I mean, do I need to say anything? It is just the absolute world's biggest love letter to Sky Lynx fans. Just look at how amazing this looks. This is an upgraded G1 Sky Lynx through and through, and I love it. I love everything they have done with this figure. This is an absolute must-have if you are a Sky Lynx fan. Just look at it, man. He just looks absolutely terrific through and through, solid as a rock. Besides those little loose bits I told you that can be really easily fixed with super glue. These are a little bit hard to move around because it is kind of heavy on that joint. So I don't know. I might put some super glue on that and try and tighten that up a little bit as well. But just overall looks absolutely terrific. And I mean, the articulation is just incredible on this guy. Like, they even added some movement, some side movement in the neck here. You can actually bring those down, and he actually has a little bit of side movement in the neck there. The G1 figure did not have that, not at all. It did have all of these extra hinges here, so he could do all kinds of stuff like that, but he had absolutely no side movement whatsoever. So yeah, just wow, man. I love everything about this thing. Just incredible, absolutely incredible. One thing with the tail, so if you have this guy on a display and you know you're limited on space, if you don't like the tail, literally if you want to, you can just put it back up. But honestly, what you can actually do is you can fold it up and you can just have it sticking out the. You can actually just have it sticking out the top there. I swear you can. You just gotta fold that nice back. And there you go. You can actually just have it sticking out the top there. So if you're limited on space and you need that, you can do that, and that will kind of conserve space a little bit here, and you can make the tail a little bit more visible right there if you want to. So yeah, I just wanted to show that real quick because it has come in handy for me for incorporating him into my Autobot display. But yeah, he looks amazing. Now, I'm not just gonna go into the articulation because there's honestly so much it would be so hard, and I would guarantee I would miss some stuff. But just to give you a basic rough estimate, just look at some of the shit you can pull off with this guy that there is absolutely no chance the G1 figure could have ever pulled off. I mean, it is just absolutely incredible what they have done with this thing. It's just, wow, what an absolute masterpiece of a figure. Look at that. Look at those wings, the hands, just amazing. This is something the G1 figure would only dream of being able to do right here. And I mean, this is just one thing I'm showing you here. There is so much you can do with this figure, and it just looks absolutely fucking incredible overall. I know this is another one of those Gush Fest reviews, but man, he is just incredible, and I love everything about Sky Lynx. He's so much fun. Like, there's so many things you can do. You know, you play around with him in this, and then, oh no, you want to disconnect him. There you go. Now you got him disconnected, and you can bring out Lynx, and he can be all like, rawr, I'm Lynx, and then you have Sky over here patrolling the sky, and Lynx down here looking for Energon on the floor, and then, oh no, Decepticons have shown up. We got that. Plug that in there, although we gotta Decepticons have shown up. Get that, combine, boom, there you go. Decepticons are here. Megatron! Oh, I freaking love it. Oh, I freaking love it. Now for comparison, let's bring in the boys Prime Grapple, Cliff Jumper, and Jackie. So there we go. Once again, there is the collection so far. Looking just terrific, and Skylynx is such an awesome addition. So cool. Absolutely love this. Can't wait to get more. There you go. And here he is with Megs and Shockwave. So there you go. There you have your comparisons with the mighty Skylynx. Now, once again, if you want to, you can give him these guns right here. You can plug them onto the side here if you would like. If I'm not going to display him with these, but if I were going to, I would actually probably plug them onto the back ones here. So I'll just show how that looks. But I won't be displaying him with these because it makes him look less like the G1 toy. So it makes me less super nostalgic for my childhood. But yeah, there you go. That's what he looks like if you put the guns on him. But yeah, there you go. So, final thoughts on Earthrise Commander class Skylynx. Oh, that was one thing I never talked about, the Commander class. The Commander class is a new thing they're doing. They started it with the Siege line. They did Jetfire in the Commander class, which is a figure I very much want. Definitely expect a review of that guy eventually. But, yeah, it's a new thing that they're doing, and it's just a bigger class. They kind of feel like old leader classes, which is pretty cool. He feels like he's got about the mass of an old leader class. Honestly, he actually feels like he's got a lot more, but yeah, overall, I think this figure is just incredible, absolutely incredible. And if you are a Skylynx fan, even as a remotely as big as one as I am, gosh, go get this guy yesterday. He is just incredible. He is the best update to the character I could have ever asked for. They did absolutely everything right. They packed him full of new articulation. They changed all the things that were stickers on the original toy. They made it paint. They made it beautiful paint. The articulation is just incredible. I cannot get over how good the articulation is. The third mode, a very cool addition. I really like the third mode. All the little blast accessory bits, those are really cool. Those are really cool for fitting out battle displays or whatnot. This is just the world's best update to Skylynx we could have possibly asked for, and he just feels like an absolute knockout win for people who wanted an updated Skylynx like myself, and I cannot recommend this figure enough if you are a Skylynx fan. He is just incredible. If you're not a Skylynx fan, honestly, I don't think this figure is 100% necessary, because Skylynx is a character from Season 3, which is not a season that is well regarded in the G1 Transformers Season 3. Not a really well regarded season. I mean, it's alright. It's alright. But he's not a character that most people are going to recognize. You know, most people aren't even going to think he's a Transformer. He honestly looks kind of like a Zoid or something. So, he's a very bizarre Transformer, because, you know, he's not a robot. He turns into a big-ass dinosaur with wings, and he's, you know, if you are a fan, if you remember Skylynx as a kid, if you remember how cool the original G1 toy is, go out and get this guy. He is just incredible. I got mine at Target. For the price he is, I think he's overall pretty freaking worth it. I mean, it's an expensive asking price, but I would say overall he's very much worth it. He's awesome. Just an absolutely incredible figure. And my final verdict on him is going to be 10 out of 10. Besides a couple loose bits out of packaging that can be very easily remedied with very basic methods, just an incredible figure and an amazing update to the character. 10 out of 10. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider hitting that subscribe button for more Transformer reviews in the future. And this is the Guillotine telling you, signing out. Oh shit. That's what I get for playing with my toys. Playing with my toys.